Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. And I'm really excited to see you all. Mainly, this event was organized only for local business community. I know our community is growing. I know we have about 6,000 people living in Albany City. And day goes on, we are building businesses and many other stuff. So this is very important to meet our future mayor of Albany. Couple of things I wanted to mention. Today's event, two gentlemen, I wanted to thank them. Mohyuddin Malik and Asif Shahjan. They are the one contacting all the businesses. We have about 53 small businesses right here. If we miss anybody, please forgive us. In future, we will add more. Couple of things I wanted to mention. You might ask, who is Dorcey and why I'm actually arranging this event. I'm going to share a small story. It was December 21st, 2024. One of my friends, his son died, and they wanted to transport the body to India, and it was Saturday. Family was very nervous, they were crying, and they called me. So we need a death certificate because Monday morning we have a flight and we have to transport the dead body. You know what? When they called me and they were asking me, do you know someone who can help us out? I was setting up an event for BAFA in the morning. I pick up my phone. I did not even call her. I texted. I said, I need some help. One of my friends, his son died and he needs desperate help. I cannot forget that story because that story actually touched my heart. Within half an hour, she contacted their parents, and also Monday morning, all 6 death certificate was ready. This kind of leader you need to elect, because when you are in desperate need, and you need to reach someone, when your elected person pick up your phone, help you out, stand by there, that's what you need. And that's what Dorcey stands for. One other thing I wanted to mention. I know some of you have mentioned to me about safety and security because you guys are running businesses in Albany area and sometimes you are afraid to keep your business open late night. Dorcey's number one priority is security and safety and public safety. And another thing, small businesses like you guys, this is one of our agenda, how to promote small businesses in Albany. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you Dorcey, our future mayor of Albany. Let's welcome her.
I want to thank my dear friend here for that warm introduction. I didn't even think about that. Some people do things for political reasons to get accolades for people to say thank you. But for me, it's important to do things because it's the right thing to do. I work and I serve from my heart. And I was raised to believe that there are good people in this world, and all of us play a part in making this world a better place through our actions, our deeds, not just the things that we say. And so, thank you for touching my heart again today. It was an honor to be able to be of service to a family in need. And I want to thank you for helping to host today, this event, and pulling all of the businesses together. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I also want to thank Monik and Ashif. Did I say that correctly?
Yes.
I just want to thank you for taking the time to organize this event and to pull all of us together. I don't take it lightly, and just want to express my sincere gratitude. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I have one question.
we are a lot of Muslim people here. So we have to celebrate the Ramadan and we have the other Eid. So our children is no have the day of school. So our New York City we have the day of there's the Eid festival, there's the day of. It is possible, Albaric County.
Thank you. So if I'm hearing correctly, thank you. So right now, the students don't have those days off, is that?
No, we don't have day off.
The schools?
Yeah, because we have two festival, our Muslim. We have two Eid. We have Ramadan and we have the Eid al-Adha.
So right now, the school district and the city government are separate. And so the mayor doesn't have the ability to make those changes to the school district. However, I am happy to propose those changes to the superintendent. And I will even go a step further to say that looking internally at some of our city policies, if we currently don't give employees that time off, I would be happy to look at making sure employees get that time off during those days to honor religion. And that's on the workforce side with city government. And then happy to talk to school board members and the superintendent about those days off for students.
Thank you.
Anybody else has any questions?
In New York City, their off is 2 Eid is for the Muslim. They are given the priority for the 2 days. One is Eid al-Adha, one is Eid al-Fitr. In New York City, is already they declared.
Again, happy to talk to our school superintendent and the school board members about exploring those days off for students. And again, happy to, if we don't currently offer those days off for city employees who are Muslim, as mayor, I would be happy to explore those days being off, giving those days off to our Muslim employees as well.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mohammed Rashid. I own a next door business, Pizza Lab. I have 2 questions. 3 months ago, I had no idea about the local government. I didn't know the difference between Kathy Sheehan or Kathy Hochul. I didn't know who's the governor or who's the mayor. But I use social media like everyone else here, and I saw Zoran Mamdani's campaign, which made me curious about my local politics. And then I found out about you. I searched and I followed you on Instagram. I tried to find those messages that he's doing. Maybe your campaign is different. You're not doing the social media campaign like him. But my question is, how do you plan if the whole community is terrorized because of Donald Trump and ICE? How do you plan to protect the community from ICE and Donald Trump?
Thank you for that. So we do have content out on social. Our messaging for the campaign is a little different than New York City, just given the dynamics of the differences with the city and just some of the priorities that we were hearing from residents in the city of Albany businesses. That being said, one of the things I talked about during the campaign is how to ensure that Albany remains a sanctuary city, a city that is safe and welcoming to everyone regardless of where you come from. That is the Albany that I've come to know, a city that is welcoming. We have a huge, diverse population, huge. So diverse that I don't think the city has taken the time to really understand how diverse our population is. And so one of the things that I've talked about as mayor is that I want to do an assessment to see who lives in this city, who calls Albany home, so that we can better meet the needs of the people who live here. You can't meet people's needs if you don't know who they are and what their needs are. As it relates to Donald Trump, I've been very clear as mayor that I will continue to prioritize Albany being inclusive, prioritize diversity, equity, and inclusion, and ensure that we have a city plan in place so that when ICE and others are here, right now Trump is sending the National Guards into cities, and we have to have a plan in place. I would not promote our department to cooperate with ICE, and I have worked with nonprofits in our city to make sure that we are doing our best to protect those who live, work, and play in this city, regardless of where they come from. And so I will continue to do that work. And, we have been talking strategically as a team what it looks like to hold the line on protecting the people that live, work, and play here, but also capitalize on some of the federal funds that will be coming down the pipeline. What I will not do is sell Albany out for federal funds. I am not willing to do that. And so with that, you just have my word that I will work with our police department, work with our nonprofits, work with our community groups, our businesses, those in this room and so many others, to ensure that we have a plan so that when we do have ICE agents in our city, or in the case of DC, Baltimore, Chicago, if Trump decides to send the National Guards in, we are not scrambling last minute trying to figure out what we're going to do. We need to have a plan in place before that time. So if the time comes, we are prepared to protect our people as best as possible.
One of our community members was taken last week from his workplace. And he's been living with us for 5-6 years. We play cricket here. He's been a team member of ours for 5 years. But he was just taken from his workplace.
Are you able to say which workplace?
He's working one of warehouse in Colony, and health department going there. They read in warehouse. Then he's just working. He's not the owner. So he has work permit and he has social security. He's working by paycheck, but they take it. And he's now in Buffalo jail.
In Buffalo?
Yes.
The other piece to this, because the reality is when federal officers come into a city, they have authority to come into the city, any city. I think what's most important is that we do our part to communicate with our residents, our business owners, when we know that we have active ICE agents here, and working with our nonprofits to ensure that our communities know what they need to do to stay safe. The other piece of this is having access to lawyers. What has helped us in this moment of terror with Trump is there's three-legged stools to our government. There is the legislative branch. Those are the individuals who make legislative decisions. Those are your folks that sit on Congress or your U.S. senators. There's also the executive branch, that's the president. And then the third leg of that stool is the judicial branch. And so right now, as a nation, we are really leaning on that judicial branch, our attorney generals, those individuals who know the rule of law, because that's what's required to help navigate the craziness of this Trump administration. And so I, as a mayor, would be working with having lawyers in place to help support, because some of our residents, individuals as you've spoken with, need to have representation. And representation that's free and in kind. They can't afford to pay for an attorney, but just we have attorneys who are willing to serve out of the kindness of their heart to make sure that we're keeping people safe and here and with their families. And that's another part of this conversation that I am committed to, and will be working to ensure that we have those types of supports in place for people who call me home.
Hello, how you doing, ma'am?
That's
First
the
of all,
last
I'd
question
like
you're
to
gonna take, right?
congratulate to you for upcoming mayor. And my name is Mursaleen. I came from Virginia. I recently moved from Virginia to Albany, and I got a job here. I'm working as a care coordinator for home care agency DH Care, and I'm serving people or providing service for everybody like PPL service and facilitator change and all. So I have a few questions. I mean, I hope you don't mind.
No, not at all.
Okay, so actually, a lot of Bangladeshi people are living here. I think most of the people are graduated from Bangladesh, and some people are coming from New York City to here, and they're planning to stay here, and they're looking for a good job. So I have a quick question to you. How are you gonna help people when you elect a mayor? And next step, how people can get the city job, state job, and county job or whatever the private job. So how your people will help to get a job or training or job security. So I'm sure they cannot promise or something else, but I actually people are looking for a good job because they're suffering for a long time. Some people are driving Uber, restaurant job. They're tired of it. So they are looking for a good job, good life. So is it possible or is there any way to get a good job? City, state, and how process and very easily they can get it. So that's my question. If you have any answer to it.
Yes, thank you. The city currently has a Department of Youth, Recreation, and Workforce. The workforce aspect of that department is intended to do exactly what you're talking about. Make sure that people have access to job opportunity, workforce development, training, connected to jobs, connected to whether you want to go for higher education, credentialing. And so what I hear and see, even just being in this space right now, again, we have to do a better job of putting our services out there because these services are free and they are intended for the public. And cater those services to meet the unique needs of the different communities that we have here. There are an abundance of opportunities in the capital region, an abundance. Just recently I was meeting with a developer. This developer is looking to create at least 200 jobs in the next 2 years. What he said to me was, I have the jobs, I don't have the people.
Yes.
He's struggling to find the people.
Mm-hmm.
I see city government in the mayor's role as being a bridge builder to connect the people with the opportunity. And so in addition to the jobs, we have a lot of free workforce development resources in the capital region. We have a lot of academic institutions like you all meet who want to be good partners to the city. And so it's really creating, as a bridge builder, creating access and opportunity and connecting individuals to those opportunities, which I am committed to doing. In addition to this community, we have a lot of folks in the Black community in other communities in the city that don't have, who are struggling with access to jobs and opportunities.
Once again, thank you, everyone. I really appreciate it. As I mentioned in the earlier conversation that we have 53 businesses. We have some of the campaign sign, NASTA has it. Please take those campaign sign, hang it on your businesses, as well as this is our responsibility. Each of you guys can talk to 10 people. That 10 people become 500. 500 become 5,000 people. But the main thing is that we cannot only talk, we also make sure people go to the voting center, cast their ballot on November 4th, right? Beside this, we have an online voting system as well, right?
Online voting? No, not yet. No.
Early voting, I'm sorry.
Early voting, yeah.
Early voting. I'm sorry, wrong word. Early voting. So when early voting is available, I'll contact you guys, and if you guys need help, Nesta is going to help you out. If someone cannot go to the center, they can actually vote early. So make sure your family, please encourage them for November 4th. And once again, I wanted to congratulate you earlier. Thank you so much, and thank you everybody for joining.
Critique content.